If you're watching this, I'm actually quite shocked on how you found it. Maybe it was your For You page, which I doubt because it's the first ever video I'm posting on this channel. But to basically explain what I'm doing, there's a lot of talk nowadays that you can't build a business or you can't make money online while you're in college or while you're in school. And I'm kind of taking this as a way to disprove everything and showcase the truth of doing all this stuff and not just, the fancy cars or whatever, but showcase everything from the beginning. Now, I say the beginning, but it's not essentially the beginning, and I'll get into that in a bit. But this is raw. This is going to be cool because a lot of the guys you see that succeed, they don't really demonstrate their success. They don't really demonstrate their growth or anything like that. But I want to demonstrate everything. I want to show you guys from the beginning how this goes. And I'll say straight off the bat, just like Hermosi, the only reason I'm doing this is because I'll probably have people I work with in the future who end up watching this. Maybe they're investors if I build a SaaS, maybe they're partners, maybe they're whatever. But also, some of you guys will probably end up joining things I build and being part of something bigger than just me. And that's the goal, essentially, I suppose, with this. Document and demonstrate my results, perhaps even inspire people, but eventually just build a network that will last me a lifetime. And to kind of dive into my background all at once, I started off with selling sweets when I was about 13. And this goes way back. I'm 18 now, by the way. But I started selling sweets when I was 13 in my first year of secondary school or high school or whatever you want to call it. And funny enough, I did get caught because some girl basically told someone, "Hey," the teacher was like, "Hey, where'd you get those?" And the girl was like, "Oh, from him." Essentially, long story short, I got caught. But I did make pretty good money. I made low three figures from it. I think I made maybe 500 euro. It was pretty cool. As a 13-year-old, I had a taste of money and essentially freedom. But because of that, I didn't do great in exams, as you can imagine. But in the end, I obviously did okay. But the concept is, I started with selling sweets, and then I got into Instagram theme pages. And it's a weird story because I don't remember most of this. Not necessarily most, but I don't remember a lot of this. I started with theme pages, and I ran multiple. Like I think I started with like 10, and the plan was just beta test, see what performs best. I had a basketball page, I had a meme page, I had a business page, I had a bunch of different shit. And very short after, I think it took a week or two. This was throughout COVID at the age of 14, by the way. I realized, shit, the business page is obviously way better. I can monetize this easier. And excuse me, but I went down that route of building out that business brand, building out those business pages. And I started with one, and I was just spamming content, reposting content. And then after a while, I realized branding was pretty important. So I pretty much built out my own, tried to make it look aesthetic, even though it was such early days, I didn't know what aesthetics were. But I essentially built out a brand. And I remember I didn't even have that many followers, but someone wanted to learn from me. And I decided, shit, I'll show this guy. And he offered to pay me. He offered to pay me, I think, 100, 150 euro, which was crazy because this was like maybe 2 months into all this stuff. Maybe months into business, 2 months into theme pages, this guy offers to pay me. I don't even have that many followers. And I did it. And I was obviously really, really lost. I was like, how do I teach this guy this shit if I don't even know how to do it myself? And I was so young and clueless that I decided I met this guy who was doing pretty well. He was doing pretty cool. And I decided to learn from him too. That was weird because he was teaching me and I was teaching this other guy. But he did teach me. And he showed me how to build these brands and build up a reputation and build up all these things. And I did help that dude, and it was really cool. It worked in a weird way, but it was really cool. And I learned a lot from this guy. And down the line, I ended up working with him in his marketing agency. Really, really cool dude. I ended up doing a lot of different things. I started with theme pages, and then I built out a personal brand, and obviously pursue those theme pages, and then made some money showing other people how to build theme pages, how to sell info products, ebooks, whatever, just through shitty little pages. And then I decided to leave everything behind. We hit some pretty cool months. Maybe later down the line in this channel I'll discuss it, but I don't know if I want to discuss numbers yet. We did pretty good. And I just decided I was burnt out. I decided one of my friends told me, hey, look, get into crypto with us. And I said, sure. So I got into crypto. This was one of my partners, by the way, at the time. We left everything behind. We got into crypto. And I did pretty good. I essentially started with nothing. Like, I made some money online, but lifestyle inflation caught up with theme pages and stuff like that. And I spent a bunch of money. And then I went over and I did fucking crypto. And I started with essentially nothing and just farming whitelists and, shit like that. Like, the method. I think I started with like $200-300 actually. But I scaled it up pretty quickly. Like I said, I'm not going to discuss numbers, but I did pretty well in NFTs. And then I think I was maybe 15, 16 at the time, and I was just kind of cruising within crypto, within NFTs. Obviously, NFTs died. And I don't really necessarily remember what I did around there, but I did some random stuff in crypto. And I'll expand on it maybe in a different video, maybe in a different moment. But I did crypto, and then I said, shit. Like, it was so hit or miss, even with meme coins. At this point, I was maybe 16, probably 17 at this point. Maybe I joined crypto at like 16, 15 now, 16, some shit like that. And I made good money with crypto, like I said, but it was just so inconsistent. It was the concept of having to rely on someone else for you to make money. You having to rely on markets to be good so you can make a bit of money and have a good month. That was such a stupid concept to me. And it really pissed me off. And I did a lot of different stuff. Like I said, I worked in a marketing agency prior to that. I worked in an NFT marketing agency with a guy. I never really built anything on my own, which was quite annoying. But I did crypto, like I said. I did started with theme pages, did crypto, worked in a marketing agency before the crypto, but made decent money everywhere I went. And then I decided, shoot, well, crypto fucking sucks. And like I said, you can't determine how much money you're gonna make. You just need to hope and sit there 24/7. And at that point, you leave for an hour and you come back and you miss out on thousands of dollars. And now you want to, fucking shoot somebody because you're. It was just so hit or miss. And that really got to me. And it was kind of fucking up with my mental health too. And I was in school at the time, obviously. And I decided, hey, let me fucking drop all this. Let me go all in on school. Let me just do all of my exams. And I suppose at that time I was like 17 ish. And I studied and I did above average within like 2, 3 months of study. So I did okay. And I decided to take a gap year too. And now at this point, I blew through most of my money, through most of my crypto. And I said, fuck, I kind of want to travel. But to travel, I need to get a job. So I worked in a supermarket and I hustled my way up. I saved all my money. I got to enjoy my life and like live like everybody else because the only difference between me and everybody else was I was just doing online shit, right? So I got to just do actual jobs, live an actual life, and feel normal. And at one point, I did go traveling for a couple months, but at one point somebody told me, "Hey man, you had what none of us had. You were able to do it. You were able to make money online and do well, and then you dropped it all." And that's something that keeps on coming back to me. That thought keeps coming back to me because this is someone I was very close to at the time, and he kind of just told me, "Hey, like you're throwing away this opportunity that not many people have." And to be real, I had more opportunities, and I did more than 99% of people I'll probably ever meet. So he was right, and it kind of hurt to even hear that. But it took me months before I did anything. I went to Europe, and at this point, this was maybe, I don't know, quite a while back now. But I decided to work at a fun fair, and I worked at a fun fair for a while, and I flipped like iPhones and shit, whatever I could find. But I'm in a smaller part of the country I'm living in, which is Ireland, and there was just not a big market for it. Excuse me, but essentially there wasn't a big market for it, and I decided, shit, let me just try something. And one of my boys were doing appointment setting, and this is a recurring topic you're going to hear a lot because this was my re-entry into business. But one of my boys were doing appointment setting, and I tried to get him to like show me more about it. And I was just grinding YouTube videos, and I was just learning about it, and so on and so forth. And I just got into it. And just like every other business I've ever gotten into, quickly I made money and quickly I made results. And I scaled to a decent point, which I probably won't discuss, like I said, until later down the line. But I scaled to a decent point, actually quite a good point if you look at it from that aspect. And then I got into coaching, and I decided, hey, I'd help people do it. And I had experience because I help people with Instagram theme pages, and now I'm helping people with appointment setting. So I'm teaching appointment setting. I'm teaching them how to get jobs. I'm teaching them how to make money online, essentially. And my first ever case study made 3.5K in a month. So in his first month, he made $3,500 with appointment setting. And I still work with him. And since then, I've onboarded about 8 more people. Literally everyone inside has started making money. I believe 1 or 2 of them are about to, just because they have college and stuff going on, so they can't prioritize this. But the aspect of what I'm saying is, I started all the way back there, and now I'm building and I'm running an info business, like a coaching business. And I'm helping people change their lives. And maybe, I don't know if I'll compare this and I'll connect this to my other YouTube at any point, but my other YouTube is obviously more so about what I'm doing in business aspect of appointment setting. This one is more so a storytelling. So I did help people change their lives, and I did help people make money and so on and so forth. And I'm still doing that to this day. But I recently went to an event and I got flown out by WAP to New York City. And I've done a lot of stuff online. I've had quite some success online. And now I'm this 18-year-old who's nearly 19 who's going to WAP, speaking to these individuals doing multiple five, some multiple six, some are millionaires. And I connected and I obviously networked, and I was already pretty networked and connected at this point because I've been in the business, and I've been in the business a few years back, so I still know people doing this stuff, running coaching businesses, doing all this stuff, running sales teams, whatever the fuck. But I still knew people, and I met a lot of new people, and I realized shit, like I could be doing more, and it was a great opportunity to meet people because you never know how bad you're doing, even if you're doing good, until you meet people doing even better. And I kind of just decided, shoot, let me go even harder. And I guess it's still early days. I guess I'm not doing appointment setting anymore because I'm going all in on teaching it while I'm in college. But what I want to show around and what I want to demonstrate is the fact that you can grow a business and the fact that you can succeed and you can make money online. Maybe I won't succeed. Who the fuck knows? But the aspect that you can do all this shit while you're in college, while you're studying. Because if the point of business is to have more opportunity, why cut yourself of every opportunity you have, whatever. And that's a quote I keep saying a lot too. If I get into online business so I can have more opportunities, why would I drop out of college and drop my main opportunity? Because college is considered your main opportunity, right? So essentially, I started with all that stuff, and now I'm running this coaching business, and I'm doing some other stuff that I'll discuss later down in the videos. But we're making moves, and I figured it's still really, really fucking early days in retrospect, and the larger vision of what I have and what I want to do and who I want to work with and the things I'm going to accomplish. Not that I want to accomplish, that I will accomplish. And I said, fuck it, man. Like, for a long, long time, I've wanted to record these videos and demonstrate my journey and show what I'm doing. But obviously, when you're running an info business, you can't really say, oh, I had a good month or I had a bad month. It just doesn't really fucking work that way. So I figured, shoot, okay, fuck it. Fuck it. Because if I'm doing this online shit and I'm making money online and I have to be somewhat formal on that account, let me just make another channel and demonstrate my shit. Because something I really, really want to do, I don't want to be a vlogger or whatever, but I want to showcase my journey. And one of the biggest things in getting into business was it was such a big mental shift. Going from doing business to going to crypto to working actual jobs, and then now having to feel like I'm going backwards because I'm going back into Instagram businesses or whatever it is, it really fucked with me. And I really felt like I was going backwards. And if it really fucked with me, who I suppose like I'm able to adapt quickly, I'm like a cockroach. If it really fucked with me, I can't imagine someone who isn't able to adapt quickly. And I realized most people are afraid to run businesses. Most people are afraid to try these things. And I said, hey, if I'm gonna do one thing on my content, let me disprove these concepts. Let me showcase to people that this shit is doable. It's actually not even that difficult. Now I'm not someone who's doing, a million a month, but I still think there's a lot to learn and showcase to people who are just getting into this stuff. And I mean, shit, if you guys ever get into appointment setting, you're probably going to end up working with me and going into my coaching program and so on and so forth too. So, like, it works both ways. But I figured it was time to just build a channel on the side, maybe do a weekly, maybe do a monthly post. Raw content, like no showing you guys shit, but just like no editing, no fancy bullshit, but just showing you guys the truth. Like, matter of fact, let me show you my schedule real quick for when I get back to college. I have a week off now to study for exams, but shit is packed. And you can kind of see that. The red is the calls, the purple is the training. I've actually added more to the training, so I've added like walks and stuff. And then the blue is like, college. Then I have some breaks, and I have some studying, some work to do. But the truth is, it's manageable, and it's actually not that fucking difficult depending on how you do it and how to set up your systems and everything. So I figured, fuck it, I'd finally make this channel and I'd finally showcase that more of you guys need to change your life and take that leap, because in reality, you're not taking a fucking leap. It's not a risk, because risk is associated with leap and leap is associated with risk. But in reality, if you do it right, you're not gonna fucking fail. If the goal is to make money, you'll probably make money. if you do it right. And it's pretty easy to do right. So I figured, hey, I'd make this channel, document my journey, and just talk more about stupid shit. Who knows how many people are going to watch this? Maybe one, maybe two, maybe five, maybe 10, maybe none. But if you do watch it, leave a comment so I know you're a real fucking person. And if you want to hear anything from some random ass low life, running some businesses and trying to do some stupid shit, feel free to comment. I'm happy to answer them. I've got a pretty cool call in a couple hours. It's essentially what I'm trying to delve into with my next business model that I can kind of correspond with this. And I don't want to get too much into it, but if you watch my future videos, I'm sure you'll hear about it. But I hope you guys stay tuned, and I hope you leave a follow, because I'll be posting some weird shit here, and I'll be talking a lot about my journey and stuff. And like I said, you probably won't know my Instagram, you probably won't know my other YouTube, you probably won't know my other socials, but it's worth staying in contact, because maybe one time I will drop them, right? But I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I don't know the YouTube game, so peace, I guess.